What's good, folks? It's your kinfolk Dookie. I just want to come in here and talk to you real quick. This is another in the line of my Sunday Tech Talk series, and today I want to talk about what could be the perfect camera. Now, this is in response to the release of the details from the Canon EOS R full frame mirrorless camera. Canon is trying to jump into the whole mirrorless market and full frame, you know, for the prosumer. So the reason I wanted to have this conversation, because ever since this information dropped, the thought pieces and people are wilding out. I actually had a pretty good conversation with a lot of my people over on Twitter. So if you want to go ahead and follow me there at DVZN Media, where we were talking about the specs, what to expect from this camera. And a lot of people were not feeling it. Some people were loving it. So, you know, that kind of led me into doing some more research. I saw videos from a few of my favorite YouTube people. Shout out to Armando. He put out a pretty good video. All of that brought me back to my final conclusion, which I did say on Twitter, is that there is no perfect camera, just only what's perfect for you. Now, let's be honest. If some camera manufacturer came down and said, here is everything, every photographer, videographer, person who just likes to go to HEB and take pictures of fruit, if they said we're gonna take all of their suggestions, put it into one easily accessible camera, one, nobody would be able to afford it, and two, the ones who could probably would still find something wrong with it, because there is no perfect cameras. Think about these guys who buy red 8K, 4K cameras, you know, even out of the box. They have to buy this, they have to buy that, they have to build it up just to get it to be what they wanted to be. And that's starting at a base with just the body being multiples of tens of thousands of dollars. So for Canon to come with a camera starting at about $2,300, full frame and mirrorless, there's gonna be a lot of pros and there's gonna be a lot of cons. All of the major camera systems like Panasonic, Sony, Nikon, Canon, they all have their quirks and nuances that make people who are fans of them follow, and people who don't like those certain issues go to another system. I'm a big fan of Panasonic. Most of their cameras, their GH line, have been really good for videographers. The Sony line, people who, you know, value that nice low light capabilities. Whether you like it or not, you cannot deny Canon's color science is just amazing. Like, you just get such beautiful natural colors. That dual focus or dual pixel autofocus, I've heard, is amazing. I've seen it in use once or twice before, and I mean, you really can't deny it's some of the fastest and most accurate autofocus you can see out there. I say all of that to say, you are gonna have to decide what is perfect in the camera that you want and that you need. Because a lot of cameras have features you probably will never touch, you know? And there's a lot of features that you might feel are deal breakers that honestly you can find workarounds for. I mean, the crop feature on the Canon, having a full frame but then cropping in. Man, I've been shooting on micro four thirds with serious crop cameras pretty much my whole existence, and I've never had a problem with the crop. Yeah, you want the full frame and to have as much of the field available, but step back. You know, there's ways to work around it. You gotta let your creativity be what's most important, because a lot of times we get focused on the tools. These are just tools to help you get your creativity out there. And I'm not gonna say that, you know, having a camera with all of these benefits is not as good as having like a cheap camera with nothing. But at the same time, it's all about you. It's all about what you're going to do with it. I promise you that I can take a really good videographer, a good photographer, give them a cheap camera with terrible lens. They're gonna take better pictures than somebody I would just hand them a 8K Dragon and say go. I guarantee you, plain and simple, if you don't know what you're doing with it and you don't understand how to make your vision come true, no camera, no lens, none of that stuff is gonna matter. You gotta learn what you got and make it work for you. So this is what I ask you. what camera out there is perfect for you. What camera are you using? What camera have you seen? They're like, I feel like upgrading to that. Let me know down in the comments below. Honestly, a lot of the conversation is cool to have, it's nice to have. Definitely when you're spending your money, you want all that you can get. But sometimes, man, we get focused on some of the wrong things. Now, I will say this, I'm not looking to pick up a Canon EOS R. It's just not what I want for my needs. But when I was looking at it and I saw some of the good that it had, I said, okay, you know, I saw some of the negatives that it has. I understand that having in-body stabilization could be a deal breaker for some people. But like I said, at the same time, I would challenge you, maybe go grab your old camera that's in the closet that you've upgraded from and challenge yourself to make something dope, to create something. Because if you could grab that old camera that, you know, doesn't have all the megapixels, that doesn't have all of the gear and whatever, the gadgets, the tricks that make it as nice as a newer camera and still make some dope content, then you know you can do it with whatever, all right? It's your kinfolk Dookie. I'm gonna get up out of here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on the socials at DVZN Media. Get at me, let me know down in the comments what you think. I'm gonna get up out of here. Holla at your boy.